Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Living Well with Terrell, the place where we develop the mind, soul, and the body on a communal level. And today, we're going to be addressing the aspect of the soul. So, it's a lot of stuff I want to cover today. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to be talking about my latest video, obviously the one I posted before this one. I'm going to give you guys an update on where I am in life right now. And another thing is we're going to be talking about the importance of knowing yourself. So those three things we're going to be focusing on today. Let's start with the first thing. The last video I posted, I actually created a response video to everyone who made a comment to that video. So I appreciate everyone who took out their time to give me sound advice. And like, honestly, y'all, the love was so genuine. It was so real. Like man, y'all really showed out. It was extensive comments and everything, so I appreciate that. Also, if you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Join our family. We focus on spiritual, mental, and physical development on this channel. Join our community. We are a family here. Um, that aside, everyone who sent me a comment on that last video, I created a new video where I kind of go and I read the comments and I do a voiceover. Then I respond to each comment. So that video will be coming next week. I appreciate everyone who's been patient with me on this journey. Also, we hit 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers. So now I think we're actually at about 1,070, 1,060. And I appreciate y'all for that because y'all know we have been moving towards growing our family. And the fact that we hit 1K is big for me. 1K now, 10K tomorrow. So that's how we're doing it. The next thing I want to talk about is where I am right now. So recently I just finished chemical engineering. So if you're not new here and you've seen my videos, you know that's kind of been the main focus of my life, like necessarily, more or less. You guys been with me through my journey, and I've been struggling with that. I've been, school. I took a year off. Da da da. Da. So just finishing that program is honestly an amazing thing for me, and I don't know. It hasn't really hit me yet, but the main thing is saying goodbye to my friends that I've made these past years is really hurtful because I mean, obviously, we're gonna keep in contact with each other, and once you create real friendships, obviously you don't lose anything, but it's just the convenience and the luxury of having special people in your life around you every single day. Like we all were just spending so much time together, and I feel like that's a big thing that we kind of took for granted, and I'm gonna miss them. Like there definitely were some tears because it's not going to be the same. Obviously, the love isn't going to change, but the circumstance is not going to be the same. So, yeah, a moment of silence for that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now, listen. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the importance of knowing yourself. A lot of times in life, I found myself in strange situations where I would feel insecurities, I would feel intimidated, and just honestly, at the end of the day, I would feel powerless. And all of these things were deriving from fear. And that fear being based on the simple fact that, I have not known myself. I'm not familiar with myself. I feel like you have to know yourself. And then once you know yourself, you have to accept yourself. But the first thing we're going to talk about right now is knowing yourself. We can tackle accepting yourself in another video. The setup here is different. We got the camera angle like this because I'm using my phone. I always use my phone, but y'all get it. Anyway. So, so what do I mean when I say knowing yourself? What I'm going to be speaking on basically is knowing who you are, what you bring to the table, knowing your worth, and knowing your limits. Okay, so remember that knowing who you are, and knowing your worth. Let's talk about that. A lot of times we put ourselves in situations where we feel intimidated or we can feel like we're not worthy. We feel like we may not even be able to apply for a certain job, right? Fit in with a certain social club or, reach a certain social status or whatever the case may be. If you find yourself in situations where you don't like to speak up, you don't like to stand up for yourself, you know what I mean? And you're constantly finding yourself trying to please someone or reach a certain goal. All these things with social media, all these unrealistic expectations, they can kind of force you into this space where you feel like you're inadequate, right? All right, so let's talk about how we can fix this. The first thing is, in order to know your worth, you have to know what are you bringing to the table. And this is something worth doing. If you have to get a notebook and just write down some amazing qualities about yourself, and don't let these things be limited to materialistic things. Don't let these things be listened to financial things. You have to look at the principle or the potentiality of your character. Are you a good listener? You know what I mean? Are you loyal? A big thing is being loyal. If you're a loyal person, then you shouldn't have to compromise for anything in terms of forming unionships with anyone. You know what I'm saying? So, kind of think of things you bring to the table in ways you impact people. And remember that there's a big difference between being cocky and being confident. So, you need to find your confidence in realizing what do you bring to the table. You don't have to hold it over someone's head or throw it in someone's face, but you have to remind yourself, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I do well. And for that very reason, I won't accept this, which leads us to our next point, learning your limits. You have to know your limits dealing with people. You may have different limitations with people, but you have to define your limits, because someone who does not define their limits, they get walked over. They don't get respect, and they always find themselves in situations of conflict with people. And although these people may be doing things to antagonize you, you have to look at the source. Why are these people feeling so comfortable crossing the line with me? Personally speaking, I found myself in situations of conflict with close people, in my life. And what it came down to was me. I was not defining or enforcing my limitations with people. The typical person is concerned with their own well being. You'll have genuine friends that, actually take the initiative to care about you and what you may be going through and, things like that. But 9 times out of 10, people are only concerned with themselves, because as far as they can see it, that's their survival method. So you can't really waste your energy being upset about people just because of how they are. You can want people to change, but you can't expect people to change. Meaning, you cannot put yourself in situations and risk your peace all because you expect someone to do the right thing. Because, the concept of right thing is relative. So it depends on who you are, what may be the right thing. All in all, it's important to stand up for yourself by defining your limitations. Remember what you bring to the table and the things you require from people. You can't fold on them. You can't be too lenient with your requirements for people, right? Because they're requirements for a reason. These are not negotiable things that you demand from people. It's no, these are requirements in order for you to have a successful unionship with someone, no matter what that may be. Define your limitations, stand on what you believe in, remember who you are, and walk with that confidence. That's not to say you're perfect by any means, but you know who you are, you know what you deserve. And don't put that behind you. A lot of people make that small. Don't make your deserving small. If you deserve something, that should be at the front and center of your life when engaging with anyone. Don't let anyone in any position rob you of that. Alright guys, I don't want this video to be that long. It's already at about 11 minutes. We're going to hit these subjects a little bit more in depth next time. But I just wanted to update you guys, show you guys my face. And I want to know what's going on with you all. So if you don't mind, leave me a comment down below and I will respond. I respond to all of my comments. I do. Alright, in closing, hit that subscribe button. 1,500 subscribers before the end of August. Send this to any person that you know that may be conscious. Anyone that just loves to better themselves. You know what I mean? This is what we do here. This is where we reside. This is what we do. It's the fam. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. Join the fam. That was so corny. Peace.